And here they come. Nice touch from the Broncos. World Down Syndrome Day on Tuesday, recognising that, and a sponsor, a charity sponsor tonight. So well done to the Broncos. Well, all eyes on Reece Walsh. Can he match what he produced? It's a big ask. Can he match what he produced last Friday?
His speed and athleticism just terrifying for the opposition last week. The Cowboys just simply could not contain him at times. His ability to be able to get on the outside of defenders in that footwork and speed, the athleticism, boy, what a start it was, Dan.
So on a hot night, a humid night, we're off and we're running. There's Jesse Arthur's in for the injured Corey Oates, and there's Tom Flegler. And a trio of Dragons there to put him away. So the Dragons, of course, just the one game, and they give away a penalty. That's ominous. Tackle one, and straight away Walsh wants to tap and go.
Yeah, Molo coming out of the line, and we knew that the Dragons were going to start physical. Line speed come flying out, trying to land a shot on Flegler, who's come into the starting side for Brisbane. Jensen's gone back to the interchange bench and just overcooking it. Over enthusiastic in the play the ball from Frankie Molo. And a cheap penalty there for Brisbane.
When he was on last week, that's where they did most of their damage against the Cowboys. Tom Flegler, 20-2 while he was on the field. So good field position here for the Broncos with that cheap penalty to get them going. Haas, well handled. 65 minutes a game he's punched out the first 2 weeks. Billy Walters, dummy half. Carrigan was in doubt for this game, had a wisdom tooth removed. And here he is. And Flegler, plenty of space for him up the middle. He makes it to the 30 with 2 tackles left. And he's walked off the mark here.
Twice, Tom, on the mark. On 4. Push up, Moses, it's square.
So Haas wants another crack at them.
Last tackle release, Moses, get square.
A solid opening set here now for the finish. And it's Reynolds. Cobbo coming through, but no chance there. Fionney, but look at that from the Broncos. Fionney didn't have a chance. And an early statement from the home side.
Yeah, the perfect start for the Broncos. Adam Reynolds, pinpoint kick lands it just metres outside the goal line. And you can see there just the strength of Katoni Staggs and Ricky. Well, that's brutal. They just hold him up. And look at the energy in the home side early. Phenomenal start.
Stay on side.
Big test for the Red V.
Stay on side here, guys. Make
Of course,
sure.
they started so slowly last week. They were down 12-2 against the Gold Coast, but of course they stormed home to win and win pretty comfortably. So it's Haas, almost to the 30. Dragons, apart from Fionney there, yet to touch it. Flegler, it's a good 1-2 punch, isn't it? Haas, then Flegler. Frank Molo there in the tackle, along with Sewer. So it comes out for Mam, and Hunt rushing up, putting pressure on. It's 6 more tackles. And just holding on to it is Reece Walsh. There's Carrigan at the line. Flegler again, really rolling his sleeves up early. There's Carrigan. Straight into Laurie and Sewer. But still so many tackles left for the Broncos. As Flegler sends it on. Mem, long pass. Arthur's, oh, he wears one from the Fijian Ravalawa. Back now from Mam to Carrigan. Just a settler here on tackle number 4. Well, they're answering the question so far, the Dragons, but there's still 2 tackles to survive. There's the floater. Nice work, Cobbo, but even better work from the sliding Dragons defence is Walsh is mauled into touch.
There might have been a high shot here coming from the inside on Reece Walsh. It's a couple of times now the Broncos have looked at for that lofted pass over the top. That one, Reynolds finds Cobbo. Crowd not happy with this high contact. It's gone unnoticed. Yeah, not much in it. Not much in it there from his opposing number, Sloan. He's appealing for the penalty. And very well connected, the Dragons early on their edges in particular.
So they pass an early defensive test. Oh, there's some muscle in that tackle from Jordan Ricky. There's Laurie. And there's Flegler steaming up. Heavy contact. Masilla only got through all 80 last week. Not many metres here for the Dragons, as Frank Molo, one of 4 former Broncos, playing here tonight for the Dragons. Now, Jack Bird.
Had some nice touches in the 13 jersey last week, Jack Bird.
Yeah, mostly an edge player last year, but no Jack DeBellin at the moment. Big penalty, late in the count. Really good signs for the Dragons.
Yeah, well, both sides earning penalties, and that one even more important for the Dragons, because that was tough work coming out from their own end, and it was Jack Bird fighting on the ground for a quick play the ball.
Now an early defensive test for the Broncos. That's the great Brad Thorne behind him there. It's the 93 and 98 reunion for the Broncos. Yesterday they had a big lunch, and they've come here tonight. So many stars from that era. When you're that good, you can have reunions at the same time. 25 years and 30 years. What an era that was. But here are the Dragons now. Only 20 metres out is Jaden Sullivan catching and passing for Bird, and Molo wrapped up by Carrigan and Ricky. But they continue to go left. Sloan, Suttle, Murdoch-Masila. He slipped into that shot from Staggs. Again, they work the left. Zach Lomax, delightful. And Fiona remarkably goes over untouched. There were defenders everywhere, but they just took the Lomax bait.
Yeah, moved over to the left-hand side of the field, and just watch this for some movement and athleticism from Zach Lomax. Doubling up down that left-hand side of the field. It was Sloan who isolated Reynolds. Staggs came in to help his little mate, and it was a fast play the ball. They doubled it up. Mboy again down that short side, and just his ability to skip from inside to out here, dragged in Cobbo, completely lost sight of his winger, Selwyn Cobbo. And it's Fiona who goes over early. Really impressive from the Dragons, defending a big block of possession to the Broncos when they go straight down the other end and find the first points of the night. Classy work from Lomax.
If you are a Dragons fan, you could not be any happier with what has transpired in the first 7 minutes.
No, well, it was a slow start last week. You mentioned it, Dan. They were down 12 points to 2 to the Titans. You thought, oh boy, here we go. This reeks of what we saw in Mudgee in the Charity Shield, and then there was some fight, there was some resilience. And we've seen that early. Penalty on the opening tackle of the game against the Dragons, and then spending 2 or 3 minutes down on their try line defending. And with their first opportunity, yeah, they show their cards. They want to attack down their left-hand side of the field. They want this man to get plenty of ball. And he looked dangerous. It was very nice work from Zach Lomax early.
Got the goals he should have got last week. None from 2 from the sidelines, though. He's had some good days against the Broncos. Last year, career highs, 26 runs, 220 metres in that round 25 clash. Oh, that's a poor kick, that one. But it's the Dragons on top, 4 points to 0. Let's send it down to the sideline. And hello to Jake Duke.
Good evening, Dan. Good evening, everyone at home. The Dragons off to a great start. They've actually won 6 of their past 7 against the Broncos, including knocking Brisbane out of finals contention last year. So they'll love the way they've started here. Zach Lomax fired up there. That's kind of silenced the crowd a little bit. 30,000 fans in the house here tonight. They're loving their Broncos at the moment, but it is stifling conditions, as you mentioned, off the top, Dan. Hot one in Queensland, still about 27 degrees, 77% humidity, but it is cooling a little bit, so there will be no drinks breaks or extended halftime like we've seen in other games today.
Okay, 77% humidity. There's Staggs. Sent packing there, but getting up straight away. Laurie with
had
the
a good
first
start
run.
to the year, Laurie. Tough carries. Oh, that one nearly got a little awkward for Billy Walters. Look at this. Whack. Right into Staggs and Jordan Ricky.
So Masilla, some chunks coming out here at Suncorp. Of course, in 6 days, every seat will be filled here, but a pretty decent crowd tonight on this Saturday. And that's a powerful run from Molo. So the Dragons forwards are giving as good as they're getting at the moment. Walsh surveys, just takes the tackle. Dragons, as Jake mentioned, not only a great record overall against the Broncos, but here they've had some of their best days in the last decade at this very venue. A final shellacking a few years ago. They've won 3 of their last 4 at this ground against the Broncos. Here's Cobbo. Doesn't mind rolling his sleeves up, Selwyn. And now Staggs working the short side. Straight into Hunt and Mbai. Reynolds, he's practicing these kicks for a while before. And Fino wants no part of it. It's slow, bamboozled. Cobbo gets it back. Unbelievable. Cobbo to Mam. The kick was a nightmare, but the work of Cobbo, spectacular.
Look at this, Reynolds hits it absolutely perfect. Swaying, turning, spinning. He loses it, Fiona. A horrible, it's a bludger of a bounce for Sloan. And as he tried to wrap up Cobbo, great anticipation, great instinct. Back on the inside from Cobbo. Look at that, over the top of Sloan, back on the inside. And Ezra Mam, right on the spot, gets the footy down. And in a blink, the Broncos, well, if the crowd were a little silenced, they are back and they are loving their home side right now. Ezra Mam, hasn't he provided some spark to this Broncos attack?
Yes, Rugby League's greatest palindrome, Ezra Mam. And that stat, 7 games out of 9 he has scored here at this ground for a total of 8 tries. Now, what are we waiting for here? What are we waiting for here?
I think they're looking to see if he's tapped it deliberately over the top of the defender. Now, if he's done that, there'll be no try.
But he had to reach up just to get to it,
from the bat up rather than a juggle of the ball.
So,
Look at the right hand here of Selwyn Cobbo. He deliberately taps the ball forward over Tyrell Sloan.
Yep.
He gains an advantage from this, which is not allowed. We have a decision.
you okay with that?
Takes away a great try.
Yeah.
That's not the way they've looked at it, Adam.
It's one of those ones that you just don't want. You don't want to take it off them because it was brilliant work from Cobbo. But to the letter of the law, he does tap it over the top there of Tyrell Sloan. Just there, just enough, just to...
Yeah, gee, it does look like it, doesn't it, really?
Yeah. No, right call.
Well, Crown get an anti-climax there, back in their seats. But a warning shot from Adam Reynolds. You sense there's more where that came from.
That man there, he'll be happy. Nate.
Until he realises he's going to get 70 more minutes of that. What a kick, though. But Dragons maintain the lead. Hunt. Nowhere to go. Zach Lomax, the man who had the last touch for that first try to set up for Oh, Laurie and Flegler. This is some battle they're having. And Flegler is penalised.
Well, he's watched tape all week. Thomas Flegler.
When you're ready,
Just how straight and direct Blake Laurie carries the footy. Not a lot of footwork in Blake. And he's gone, boom, all right, I'm going to iron him out all night.
So, not on report as far as we understand there. And
Didn't look like there was anything wrong.
no.
Even a grade 1 is not a suspendable one unless there's priors. Sewer. Rounded up by Farnworth, but the Dragons, here they come again. And Laurie, he ran straight at, he looked for Flegler. He's loving the battle. Oh dear. Oh, it's play on. Sully now, an end is put to it. Well, that was diabolical and a real let-off for the Broncos.
Yeah, Tyrell Sloan there looked to be in conversation with Moses Mbai, just reminding him of the set piece they were trying to execute. Didn't go to plan. Sloan just pulled out of it, didn't he? Just retreated. They were expecting the play to go towards their left-hand side, go towards Sullivan, who was sitting out there with Ben Hunt. He's disappointed. And it's a relatively cheap turnover from St George.
5 seconds. Moses, cool, mate. Clock off. Ball in. Stay there, Jaden. Break. Up together.
Things are settling down here. Arthur's first to hit it up. Farnworth has been explosive so far this year. Now Carrigan to Haas. His 4th run.
Release now.
Lomax trying to rip it out. You see some ball playing man for Capel. Didn't see much of it last week against the Cowboys. Did score a try though. There's a good straight run from Carrigan. So here we go again, and they gave him time to put it up. No real pressure on Reynolds. Slow, great catch. He's grounded it. What about the chase?
Yes,
Jordan Ricky.
Gee, hit that perfect again, Reynolds. That time it was floating a little more, and Sloan did a tremendous job. You could hear the footsteps coming down of Ricky.
Ooh.
Gee, that's close.
It is close.
I think his left foot may have just been on the ground. Timed it to perfection,
Yeah.
Ricky. And they're going after Sloan. They're trying to isolate Sloan one-on-one.
So just the conservative dropout.
Up together, Francis Square. Wait.
You see the possession stats. All Brisbane, really. 2/3 of it. Flegler, strong run. Laurie there made sure he was involved again. Capel. Nice footwork there, getting inside Sewer. Then keeps it going as Mam gets it on. Flegler finding Carrigan, and then Walsh with Lomax rushing up, and a big win for Zach Lomax as the ball comes out of Walsh's hands.
Yeah, a little impatient at the moment, Brisbane. They're just trying to finesse their way around the Dragons rather than earn it. And Zach Lomax, well, that's a number of times on that left edge, whether it's been Hunt or Lomax. Their rushing defence is spoiling the Broncos' attack. That's a bit
Careful, Pain. A little bit of latitude there given. 6 again, though. So they do get something out of that, the Dragons. Well, it was outside the 40, so 6 again, not the penalty.
They're working towards this right-hand side of the field there, trying to open up their left-side attack.
Ricky had rushed up there. Hunt saw it, but could only step back in field. It's a strong run from Molo, but turned over in the tackle. Yeah, they want it on the left here. Sloan calling for it. Running into Haas. Last play. Hunt going to drop this close to the try line. That's a good catch from Herbie Farnworth. Now some pressure on here as Arthur's chopped out by Sullivan. Stuck in the 10, as you can see. Cobbo is good at this. Catch her on the replay. Plenty of traffic there for Farnworth, but in the end did it pretty easily. Remember how humid it is here, and
Just wonder when it's really going to start to take its toll on these players. Talk about the fact it cooled down. It's still high 20s. Oh, that's a poor one from Walsh. Is it going to stay in? Arthurs. Now, he would have had to have been a miracle contortionist to keep that in play. Things going the Red V's way here.
Yeah, I just feel like Brisbane are taking a few shortcuts this week. They're just trying to finesse their game plan, and it's suiting the Dragons. A number of turnovers, some poor execution. Adam Reynolds has hit 2 crackers off the boot, and then they go to Reece Walsh trying to do something different. Reynolds needs to dominate that. He's one of the best kickers in the game. And the Dragons now with a really good opportunity. Just need to spend some time in Brisbane's half.
Oh, Hunt with the dummy. Lomax. Defenders out there. And it continues. No repeat set there. Lomax finally shaking Reynolds off as Bird to the 30. Laurie, early ball. Hunt, the kick. Fionney puts the foot down. Cobbo, though, all over it, but then Fionney all over him.
Yeah, excellent. Really good work there from Benny Hunt down that short side. Ball in 2 hands, and he just cuts under the ball with the right foot. Watch this, just jabs at it. And that makes it skid and sit up on its point. Fionney did well, carried through, good tackle on Cobbo. It's exactly what they need. They need to starve these big Brisbane forwards of possession, tire them out, and all of a sudden we'll see the running game of 2 dynamic halves of Hunt and Sullivan.
Well, they're going to try and get this ball back. Oh, Moses, careful. Oh, that's been touched just short.
It touches the Dragons first.
What was Moses Sully doing?
Staggering. It is staggering that sometimes players get this one wrong. The ball has not travelled 10 metres and he's launching over a Broncos player. That's a real let-off that from Sully.
But what was he doing? I mean, what was his aim? Was he, if he went up and reached for it, it's well inside the 10. Mind-boggling. All right, Ricky now. Well, that could be a real momentum changer.
Great ball.
Beautiful stuff from Flegler. Capel's pass is outstanding. Mam weaving. And now takes the tackle. Broncos, though, quickly back on the attack. Reynolds. The little grubber. Staggs. So good, Katoni Staggs. The kick was sumptuous from Reynolds. And Staggs would not be denied.
Yeah, put this down to Ezra Mam and the maturity that he just showed on the previous play. Didn't look for the miracle play. It was a great offload there from Flegler. Capel did well to keep it back inside. Now, when Mam goes bang off the left foot, he goes and slips over. He had a chance to get up there and look for a miracle play. Played the ball. Reynolds sums it up beautifully. Dinks it in behind. Staggs did well at full flight to scoop the ball up. Got the perfect bounce. Spins out of the tackle of Sloan and Bird. And you go back to that Moses Sully play. Great kick from Hunt. Forces a repeat set. Sully unnecessarily goes to touch the ball before it travels 10 metres. Brisbane go down the other end, level the score. He's been busy, Staggs. It's been good to see. Sometimes, you know, I sit and watch Brisbane games and it's Farnworth that just out-competes him, yet you know how robust and damaging Staggs can be. Tonight he's invested. Tonight he's in the game.
It's funny, he had 13 runs last week, but only 2 the week before.
Yeah.
There's Reynolds putting Brisbane in front. We got a good one here at Suncorp, 6 points to 4.
The Adam Reynolds kicking game has brought this crowd to life. They've been a little bit quiet over the first 20 minutes, but they got going there. He put up a couple of towering bombs, then a great little grubber here for Tony Staggs, who has started the season in try-scoring form, which is always ominous for Brisbane. He struggled for tries towards the back end of last year. He was struggling with a bit of injury, but he scored last week. He's got one here, and he's got the Broncos back in this game.
Yeah, it's an under-talked about story, Jake. He had a shoulder separation that he picked up in Origin. There's the great Kieran Walters. Savion Blanc, it looks like there. Oh, no. Penalty. Offside.
They're just basic errors. They're killing themselves. Yeah, you can't believe it, and rightly so, Anthony Griffin. He'd be so disappointed. They came out against the Broncos, who are 2-0, and they ambushed them early, got in front, and two ridiculous moments where Sully touches the ball off the dropout before it goes 10. Now they're offside. Offside at the kickoff. And Adam Reynolds just takes his time, deep breath, communicates with the side of what he wants. And Brisbane instantly back on the attack.
So now the crowd's starting to make some noise here. Being so subdued. Maybe just absorbed. It's been a quality contest. Haas inside the 20. On tackle one as Reynolds dictating terms. Flegler. He's been so good. Walters. There's Carrigan. Reynolds on the angle. Ricky. And Hunt does well to get him down low first. Back it comes to the left. We had Flegler. This time, Sullivan. Oh, he got it away, but straight to Sully, and Moses is going to feel so much better about that. At least that's a positive contribution. And been some let-offs here, and they're lower charging it up.
Their attack's been a little pedestrian, a little bit like a training drill. There's not a lot of acceleration or intent and purpose about what they're doing, Brisbane, tonight. Surprising, because they've been brilliant the first fortnight.
Oh, there's Hunt. Staggs took the bait there, but no way through for Hunt. Broncos 5 from 10 completions, awful. Dragons 6 from 7. So Bird there playing it. Jaden Sullivan, very steady last week. Jesse Arthurs. Oh, it's again chunks coming out of this surface.
Yeah, it's been a number of times early, hasn't it?
In the case, really, the first few weeks.
Oh, he gets out.
There's Cobbo. Oh, he went
backwards.
Very risky play, but it's play on. It could work out really well. There's Jensen splashing off Bird. You can't go to sleep on these young Broncos. Now, there's a problem here. Laurie getting Farnworth. Play on. Carrigan. Oh, they sit back and wait there. There's plenty of metres for Big Pat. Or Walsh, he's seen something. The little chip kick. Sloan perfectly placed. Now,
Time off, tackle one, Tyrell. Who we got?
we're going back here to this tackle.
Yeah, I think it's Murdoch-Masilla.
For who? Oh, has he gone off now, has he? Too bad. Dragons have called for a HIA, Adam. That's why we've stopped.
Oh, okay. So Ben
Dragons trainer was
Murdoch-Masilla
touch judge for a HIA. That's why we've stopped. So they're just doing it now.
is off for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I can keep him on. Once he comes on, then we'll get going. Tackle one down here.
Thought there may have been some bunker intervention on that Laurie tackle, but obviously they've given that the all clear.
Make sure we hold. Just wait.
Matt Fine first to score. Yes, he was first over, and then Tony Staggs.
Corey.
Try, of course, denied as well for the Broncos.
Go.
Swarm in on him. There's been tries aplenty on this Super Saturday, particularly that first game, not so tonight. 2 upsets as well. Oh, Sewer. Strong. Now Sully. Farnworth there chasing, but Sullivan getting the kick away. Now Cobbo.
Good line, though. Staggs with an offload and Reynolds in the right position. Here comes here to Jensen. Named to start, coming off the bench, 29 years of age. There's Corey Paix. They have an 11-3 record, Brisbane, when he plays over the last couple of seasons. 11-3. Sends it on to Carrigan. Mam. And there's 6 more tackles are offside. Oh, that is unwieldy. But just tackle number 2. Paix.
A real issue with the surface, isn't it? A number of players slipping over when they try to accelerate.
I think they're still blaming one of the concerts that we hear. Here comes Carrigan. Jensen's pass is loose. Could be a really good result, although Farnworth hauled in. But now Reece Walsh, and again the surface playing a part. Jensen to the 10, but that only leaves 1 tackle. Reynolds to no one, although Walsh gets there. He's that quick. He just came from nowhere to take it, but you see a meek ending to the set.
My gosh, they're out of sorts. Brisbane with their attack. You saw that opening run where Payne Haas, standing flat-footed, Adam Reynolds didn't know who to give the ball to. No one wanted it. And on the final play, looking to run the ball, as we see Mbai come from the field for the first time tonight. Really poor end of set from Brisbane.
Remember, of course, so much rain last week here in southeast Queensland, so perhaps that's playing its part as well in this surface. Struggling to keep up. Oh, here's a sprightly run from Little. That's a wonderful opening gambit from him. Nice tackle for the Dragons. And it's a heavy shot from Capewell. Let's play on here. Sullivan following through, and Capewell following him. But it's another set here as Ravalawa thunders to the 20. This would be against the run of play for the Dragons, but a chance to retake the lead. Josh Kerr falls on his front looking for the quick play the ball. Little gets it away quickly. And this here is Zane Musgrove. Try line just in front of him. Kerr the decoy, and now Michael Molo gets close, and they get under him. But boy, he makes them earn it there as
Tackle 4.
it comes back to the 10-metre line.
10 metres there, Michael.
Michael Molo, brother of Frank, 9th first grade game. It was strong. It's a strong run that. A little ball they've had at this part of the field. Sullivan to Sewer. Oh, what a ball! And Tyrell Sloan is over. Jaden Sewer. That was exquisite. And the Dragons back in front.
Yeah, well, last week it was that man there, Tyrell Sloan, that injected some life into the attack of the Dragons. He came up with a great try to cap off the win against the Titans, and tonight instinctively brilliant. Look at this, out to the right-hand side. Little's made a difference since coming on. Molo held up on the previous play, and then they adventure out to the right-hand side. Little out of dummy half. Hunt early ball to Sullivan, and the offload there from Jaden Sewer. And he was right on the spot. Perfectly timed. Try confirmed, and Tyrell Sloan gets the Dragons in front. Boy, he can move, Dan. He is sharp, isn't he, with his acceleration straight through the Broncos line. And isn't he loving it? Yes. Boots it into the crowd. He's having a good time at Suncorp, Tyrell.
Well, this is a terrific start to the season for him. We know about the issues last year. He played the first 3 games at fullback, then was brought back for 1 game in Magic Round in diabolical conditions, and basically was used sparingly, basically as a winger. but back in the wing role, in the fullback role, and it looks like his confidence has been restored.
Well, coming through the grades, him and Jaden Sullivan had a magical combination together. They won the SG ball competition at Illawarra a number of seasons ago, and then COVID really hurt them because of the bubbles and unable to develop and train with the first grade squad. And he had some tough times, didn't he, the last 12 months, but oh boy, he's showing his class in the early couple of rounds for the Dragons.
That one much better from Zach Lomax. It's St George Illawarra 10-6.
You talk about the issues Tyrell Sloan had last year, requested a release from the Dragons towards the end of the year, but he's owned up to his role in his poor form last year. He went as far as calling himself a big sook last year and said he needed to grow up, focus more on his football and his preparation. He's certainly done that. You can see in the way he started the season. A try last week against the Titans. He gets another one here tonight, and he can be a real X factor for this Dragons side. Such great speed, a real asset for this Dragons attack.
Indeed, second try for the year for him. We have a serious contest here, don't we?
Well, we saw a boil over, didn't we, up in Townsville? The Cowboys taken to task by the Warriors. The Titans, they did it to Melbourne. It might be upset Saturday. Daniel.
There you go. There you go.
The bench has made a difference, hasn't they? Michael Molo. Little out of dummy half. Musgrove's been a handful.
Here's Bird. Oh, carefully, Jordan. Yeah, gave away 6 again.
Again, another great charge there. Zane Musgrove.
He's been dynamic. 4th run. All with real purpose. Little to Hunt. Now Kerr. Another bench injection that has added something. Meters flowing. Now the pass at the line. Oh, that's been touched. Oh, and there's some heavy work. So confirmed it was touched, and the tackle count restarted. And there's a bit of niggle from Selwyn Cobbo.
Just overcooked it there, Selwyn. Came in for a second effort.
What are we going to do here, guys?
A bit rattled, Brisbane.
Take 2.
They've been brilliant in their opening 2 games against the Panthers and the Cowboys.
So not a gift penalty shot here. It'll be 16 metres in from touch. Happy with that. It shapes as a really tight game, this, the way it's been played out to this point.
Well, it was interesting because you looked at the players' reaction. They all looked to the bench. I would have liked to have seen them have a bit of feel for how things are going here. I think Brisbane are a little vulnerable at the moment with 8.5 minutes to go before half-time. They may have been able to find some more points, but I suppose the chance to make it a 6-point gap. Although he didn't in his first one well, Dan, did he?
No, this one's a bit closer at least.
Looks like he's kicking off a lower tee this year.
So there we go, the great Mark Riddell has just been eased into 4th, well, equal 3rd for now. That'll go to 4th if Zach gets this one. Some decent players on that list. Jamie Soward, the greatest point scorer for the joint venture. Mark Riddell, remember that goal he kicked here? You played in that game, didn't you? 26-25. Oh dear, but they will get the ball back. It remains 10-6.
20 minutes dropped out. Clock's on.
You were certainly right there, Mick. All the Dragons players, they looked like they were going to continue playing on there, but the call from the bench came, take the 2, take the 2. Unfortunately, Zach Lomax couldn't convert, so they will get the ball back. But yeah, an interesting decision there.
Even the one he nailed, well, didn't really nail it, did he? He got it through, but it wasn't the purest strike. Gameplay's been outstanding, though.
It's a great battle between him and Staggs. Look at Kerr charging upfield. He's been aggressive too.
Little with that lovely quick service. It's Musgrove again. Michael Moller has really added something.
The bench has been enormous. They've injected a real flash of light into this Dragons attack.
There's another bench runner. There's Michael Moller. There's Little for Hunt. Now it comes to Sullivan. Oh, yeah. Sullivan's through. Sullivan for the line. Sullivan scores. Another Dragons young gun. And now Ezra in trouble. The Red V get their third of the night. And this time it's Jaden Sullivan who has a moment.
Yeah, really been nice work here from the Dragons going out to that right-hand side. Beautiful show and deception from Sullivan. And the sharp right foot step. Watching this man in the lower grades, this is Jaden Sullivan at his brilliant best. We've waxed lyrical about the running game of Ezra Mam and just how dynamic he is. Well, wait till this young man gets going. Jaden Sullivan, brilliant ball runner, strong in contact, and a ferocious competitor. Jaden Sullivan combining nicely with Ben Hunt.
And his opposite number that he just got up then. And just checking the stability. And while we watch this, they've done this, Mick, and Ben Hunt hasn't had to do a great deal. It's been players around him that have really stepped up.
Yeah, well, Brisbane are killing themselves at the moment, but that was just a piece of individual brilliance. You keep inviting a side like the Dragons that have instinctive players like Hunt and Jaden Sullivan, Tyrell Sloan down to attack your line. They have moments like those. That was great individual work there from Jaden Sullivan. Sharp right foot step. Beautiful little showbuck on the inside to Jaden Sewer, who is a real threat. And all eyes were on him. He sliced them perfectly.
I guess the positive is that Ezra went back to the huddle there and didn't come off. But you can see clearly he's bothered by that. There's one for Lomax. The margin balloons out to 10.
This is a real concern for Brisbane. 2 tries last week. He's had an electric start to the year. He looks really uncomfortable. Look how proper he is here. He's grimacing. He's in pain. And Walter's concerned about his little 5'8".
He'd be concerned about the score as well. Now, they were down by the same margin last week. Managed to turn it around then. Where's one there?
Good news for the Dragons, guys. Ben Murdoch-Masila has passed his HIA, so he will return to this game very soon.
Okay, thank you, Jake. He got away with it. Got away with it. That would have been handy too for the Dragons midway through the count. Strong run, Sully. Only his third run. He's usually a lot busier than this. Kerr. Oh, that's a powerhouse run. Another very good set from the Dragons. Conservative kick from Hunt. And Walsh has to take the tackle. So Ezra, again positive, although just distributing here.
Yeah, the big concern for Kevin Walter's side at the moment is they're being out-enthused and overpowered. And when you look at this young, brash Brisbane forward pack, you think Carrigan, you think Haas, and he started Flegler tonight, and they're getting outplayed. Physically, they're getting outplayed. Cobbo trying to respond here. With the Dragons forwards on top.
Possession almost even now. The Dragons have had only 47% of the ball, but they're destroying Brisbane in metres, more than 100 more metres. This seems their best hope right now. Kicks like this. Oh, Fionney does so well. You saw the player The top of screen tumble, it was Mam. He gets up, he's fine. Even Fino looked like he may have just had a little slip there. But he, oh, Lomax! Well, just when you think they're in their groove, they open the door.
Yeah, he just takes his eyes off the footy here. Starts to look up and think where he's going to carry the footy and what he's going to do with it. Disappointing moment there for Lomax, who's had a good opening half. Completion rate's been tremendous from the Dragons. But a chance now for Brisbane. Points here would be very handy.
So Payne Haas put on report it was the tackle post kickoff.
Yes.
Head down.
On Molo.
Box off. Guys, get up. It's nowhere near good enough for
Ben
both
Hunt
of you.
stood
Get
behind the
tight
play
and
of the
pack
ball.
in
He
properly.
complained to
Let's
the
go.
touch judge. Nothing was
All
said
of
at
yous,
the
all
time,
six
but
on both sides. Arms over.
it looked like
Jordan,
Molo was
arms
slipping
over.
a fraction,
Jake,
but
your arm
it was
over.
definitely high.
Jack,
I don't think Payne's got some recent challenges, so that may work in his favour.
hold there, Ben. Break.
Got to find a way to get Bruce Walsh some football here. 2.5 minutes to go before half time.
Gee, it's a big period, this. Tapau hasn't offloaded much. He's been run first here at the Broncos in his limited time on the field. Jensen eases up over the 20. Comes back here, Tapau. Reynolds, dummies. Ball's just floating to the left here, but behind the play. And just a bash and barge run from Haas. So it comes down to this one last play. I love 6 again, though. And they get that. They get it. Bird. Not sure Haas was in any hurry to get up himself, but it works to perfection. Oh, hang on.
You go to the side, Jordan. Tackle one.
Again,
Go.
been hot on that, Peter Goff. Players walking off the mark. And Tapau. There's Walsh jumping to the left behind Mam. Goes to Capewell. That's a terrific tackle from Sullivan. Not the best play of the ball. We continue. Side to side here. With 2 tackles left. A deep right. Paix on his own. Basilla with the crucial tackle. So on the last, Musgrove rushing up on Reynolds and plucked out by Jacob Little. Finally, from the Dragons, a bit of pressure on Reynolds, and it pays dividends.
Yeah, defensive line has been almost faultless from the Dragons in this first half, but Brisbane lacklustre attack, just going from side to side without any real purpose in what they're doing. And here we go. Sully now responds with a powerful charge up over the 30-metre line.
Just inside the last minute here. Little acres of space around the marker area. Little 1-2 with Sewer. Hunt. Oh, that's a wayward ball. That's a wild ball. That's a forward ball.
Play the ball. Where do we want it, Adam? In the middle.
So let's see if Brisbane have any real intent here with these last 30 seconds. Looks like they want to get things going. That's the thing, 16-6, and Ben Hunt really hasn't played a big role at all. So one play in reality left. Oh, Reynolds for 2. He's done this before. He struck it well. He's nailed it. Adam Reynolds, another 2-point field goal. He's the 2-point field goal master. Strange, isn't it, seeing a player take a shot at field goal when they're 10 down? But that was perfection. He kicked the first one when the rule was brought back in, and that he's nailed. Well, that's something for the Broncos to go into the sheds with. 16-8.
Yeah, well, the Dragons surprisingly have won the physical battle. Yeah, been tremendous through the middle, particularly their bench. So Brisbane are going to have to stiffen up and get physical.
We're about to have our third upset on this Super Saturday. Uncle Molo, one of the excellent performers off the bench in the first half. Oh, there's Tapau upending Matt Fionney. Scored their first try.
Line him up, front foot.
Point written all over it, this one, Dan.
Well, it's a big call. There's Jaden Sewer. Little feeding it on to Bird. And a very efficient first set. Hunt gets that kick away. Jesse Arthurs. No Corey Oates, of course, for the next couple of months. So looks like Jesse might get some regular first grade work. There's Farnworth trying to create in the middle. Sharp play the ball. That gets them on the front foot with Cobbo. This is a better start. And now Jordan Ricky taking Bird with him. So plenty of metres here for the hosts. Haas. Thunders inside the 20. Reynolds holds it. Grubbers, not much on it. Hello, Sloan. He burns away from Paix.
Penalty downfield. Adam Reynolds taken out.
A wonderful covering tackle there from Walsh. Not that it will count on any stat sheet.
Yeah, Reynolds went deep into the line, kicked off the inside of his boot, and you can see there Murdoch-Masila just with the left hand. Unnecessary left arm, just pulls him back a fraction. He did well, Reynolds, to get the most out of it. And Brisbane now full set, full attacking opportunity. And some ill discipline early from the Dragons, just opening the door for the Broncos.
A good contest, not that it counted, but Sloan with the long loping stride and Walsh hauling him in. So Brisbane, it's not as if they haven't had ball in this part of the field. Jensen working it to the middle. This could really set the tone for the second half. Tapau, touch flat-footed. Three of them there to bring him down. And they can't bring him down, but they stop him. Reynolds. Walsh! The kick. Too big. But hang on. Penalty.
Again, early in the tackle count, though, from Reece Walsh, they've just lacked patience. They have really lacked patience tonight, Brisbane. I mean, if he gets that right, he's a genius, because you just watch here on the replay, there is so much space in behind Fionney and Lomax, who would come up hard.
Well, offside there, the Dragons.
Stop looking to build any pressure.
Again, it's Jensen hitting it up first. Deep left here. That's where it goes. Mam can't get inside Sewer. Well, Capel looking to burst onto it. Timing not quite there. Sullivan doing enough with Sloan and Sewer. Now for dummy half. It's Corey Paix. They're back in business. Corey Paix. He had some work to do. He gets Brisbane within one score.
He got it wrong the previous play. Ezra Mam, the left half, was tackled playing the ball, and he came to Capel. There was nothing on. They were completely outnumbered by Dragons jerseys. But some crafty work. Just watch his body position. Pushes off that right foot, accelerates low. Sewer can't get to him. And he gets underneath the tackle there of Jaden Sullivan. Strong through the legs, Paix. And Brisbane on the back of a really unnecessary penalty on the final play from Ben Murdoch-Masila, where he just reached out and grabbed Adam Reynolds. It was never on. There was no need for it. And he just gifted Brisbane another full set on their line. And Paix, who is proving a handful, coming on and replacing Billy Walters at dummy half. He picks up his third NRL try. And it could be an important one.
Their for and against when he's on is overwhelmingly positive over the last couple of years, plus over 100. Minus over 100 when he's not on. There's the kick. It's good. It's 16 points to 14. The perfect start for the Brisbane Broncos as we send it down to Jake Duke.
Kevin Walters will be really happy with that. He wanted his side to get back in the grind, and as Mick said, just be patient with the ball. The chances will come. Corey Paix gets over there. He wasn't happy with their 7 errors in the first half. While for Anthony Griffin, he wanted his side to stay ruthless with the ball, continue chancing their arm, and he wanted them to continue building their identity in defence. So he won't be happy that they let Corey Paix sneak over there.
Every shot we take of Anthony Griffin could be a meme. It's just always got an expression you want to put some words to. That wasn't a positive expression, that one. Brisbane scoring within the first 5 minutes.
It was clear the message at half-time from Kevin Walters too. The outside backs carried extremely hard in the opening set. Here's Jensen now. And all of a sudden, Jack Bird there just... He's come reeling out. He's blowing up at one of his teammates who's, I think, accidentally stepped on him.
Now Paix. Sends it to Farnworth, and now Capel running wide. Now look at these meters now. It's Farnworth just happy to bring it towards the middle. They've carried it all the way to the 20. Reynolds tries to get around Masilla. And now this is good stuff from the Broncos. This was how they started the game, suffocating the Dragons at the back.
Well, the Dragons are still in the sheds. They haven't come out after half-time. They are just sitting back and letting Brisbane dictate terms. There's no line speed, there's no collision. And Reynolds is just playing them off a break. Beautiful kick. The class of Reynolds stepping up here, the experience of the little general. He's grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck.
There's that field goal just before half-time. His third 2-point field goal. There's only been 5 others since the 2-point field goal was brought back. Now, 4 needed.
Like a machine.
4 needed, and they still can't bend him back. Paix. Jensen, he's been strong since the resumption. Smell the blood in the water here, man. Oh, that's a lovely tackle by Little. Got by Musgrove easily. Paix, crafty. That's a result. That's a very good result. And it seemed like he had no room to work with.
I said the other week, he reminds me of Luke Prittis. He's just a schemer around the ruck, and every time he comes on for Brisbane, the opposition defensive line are on notice. Anytime there's momentum at the ruck, he's out, he's looking for opportunities, he's built low to the ground, he's thick, and he likes to take on the line. And a really nice little death kick there from Corey Paix.
Humidity has only gone up. We're in the 80s now, and the temperature's still in the mid-20s. And you can see it just looked like it was taking its toll on those Dragons, who are looking to soak up every second they could there. To Power, looking to get up quickly. Now it comes to Walsh. Now Jensen. Oh, look, they've got the backpedaling here. Easily inside the 10. Payne Haas. There's Paix for Reynolds on tackle 5. There's the kick. Here comes Katoni! Oh, yes! The forward roll. The finish with Pike. And Brisbane go bang, bang, and retake the lead in just 8 minutes of this second half.
What about the class of Reynolds? He's come out, all experience on show in this second half. And again, it's the right boot. Look at that. In a split second, bang. Sees the rushing defensive line of the left edge of the Dragons. Lomax out hard, Hunt out hard. Lands it perfectly. Staggs, does he get it down? Yes, he does. Brisbane in front. What a start to the second half. And what a start from Adam Reynolds.
Brilliant.
How good's that?
Brilliant. Herbie can do it on one side, Katoni on the other. It was 16-6 with 1 play left of the first half. So they've scored 12, maybe 14 unanswered in 9 minutes.
Well, it's quite simple, the message. Win the physical battle. You can see there again the middle forwards carrying hard, drawing in defensive numbers of the Dragons, left them short out on that left-hand side, left them no option other than to get up hard. But you can't do that on someone with the class and the kicking game of Reynolds. He just sums it up beautifully. My gosh, that was a good kick. Oh, that wasn't.
I don't think that counts as a curse, but they're in front. That's the main thing for the Broncos as we just drink this in.
God, that's a good kick. It's set up perfectly. Look at this from Staggs. That is brilliant.
So that, of course, you're allowed to do. He tapped it up for himself, but he wasn't tapping it over the head of a defender, which we saw earlier.
9.9 on the dismount too. It was fantastic.
It was perfect. By the way, Marty Tapau, my apologies. Old habits die hard. It just takes a little getting used to.
Saturday night there.
There we go, the 2 quick fire tries. This will test the resolve of the Dragons. They've been so strident to this point. But it's got away from them. Keenan Palacia, nice and fresh, didn't take part in the first half. Here we go, there's Tapau. And
yeah, Reece Walsh. Yeah, just throwing Blake Laurie off the tackle. He can't do that, but no surprise that physical battle
You do it again.
is all of a sudden swung Brisbane's way. So he's got Blake Laurie and Frank Molo out there who were awesome to start the game, weren't they?
this is Jordan Ricky. Jensen, the Dragons have muscled up in this set, certainly as compared to the first few in this second half. Palacia, Titans bound after this year. We've got Reece Walsh doing up his shoelaces. Well, they keep letting Reynolds just have his way with these kicks. It's Sloan. He not only had to worry about backing back and catching it, he had to worry about the goalpost. And he did it nonchalantly as well. So Fiona, at least they've got the ball back, the Dragons.
He's lucky to get away with that, Sloan. That just rolled straight through without any attempt to play the ball. Look at this take, back-pedaling, eyes locked on the footy. It was spiralling everywhere from Reynolds. He did beautifully, Tyrell.
Lomax had a wonderful start to the game. Jacob Little. There's a fancy move as he slipped and got back up. Oh, Frank Molo keeping it alive. And Laurie. Beyond the 40. So here's Hunt. Really trying to steam through, but no problem for Arthurs. So the tenor of this game certainly changing post half time. Farnworth's flick, Reynolds double pump, Ricky rounded up by Fiona, but there could be a shortage out there, although only Katoni Staggs is, he's managed to draw a penalty here into an offside defender. Clever.
Katoni.
Yeah, it's a good stint from Tapau, particularly in the second half. Reynolds there too clever. Knew that Fiona was offside, unable to get back. Caught up marker, Laurie can't believe it. But right call there from referee Peter Goff. And at the back end of the tackle count, Brisbane just able to get themselves another set of 6.
Hasn't felt like a high penalty game, but that's 6-4 now. So 10 so far with 27 minutes left. Now this becomes a real test for the Dragons. Brisbane looking for their third try in 13 minutes. That's It's a good run from Jensen. That's going to be followed up by Carrigan. This is not the Broncos of the first half. Reynolds shapes to kick. Ricky, footwork, strength, and almost there. Paix sends it left. And Little and Sewer up there quickly, Laurie as well. On the final play, it's Mam this time, that's heavy, that's too big. Reynolds has been perfect on the other side, but Mam there just getting that one wrong.
Yeah, right idea. Again, that rushing defence coming up hard and Sloan getting caught at the ruck. He just put too much on that. Ezra Mam, had he have landed it perfect, it would have been their third try in the second half. Good carry here, Fiona, just getting in between defenders.
And this here is just the second tackle the Dragons have had in Brisbane territory this second half. Total domination. Oh, there's Mam with the tackle there, collecting Sullivan. Oh, 6 again. Oh, handy. So, Dragons' first chance since half-time. There's Frank Molo. Bill getting a workout. Kerr rushing on the right side. Does he want to play a part? Yes, he does. Just easing into the defence. Molo again. Really keen and dragging them to within a metre. Jensen underneath. Palacia as well. But the Dragons now knocking on the door. The cleanest pass, Sullivan. Sewer. To worry about holding on to it. Now he's got to worry about getting to ground. It's been a messy set so far, but they've got 2 plays to get something out of it. Hunt to Laurie. Oh, Laurie driven sideways. Hunt. In the last here, the Sloan. If it was a little bit of trickery, it didn't fool the Broncos.
Yeah, falling into a bit of run shape there on the last.
Thanks, Francis. Hold now. Go.
Pretty ordinary set, wasn't it, really, from the Dragons? We see Laurie racing out of the line, trying to get a shot on Reece Walsh.
More chunks come out of the surface. You were telling me at half-time, this reminds you of when you go to the polo.
Got to make a tackle, Ben.
Here's a penalty to Brisbane.
Yeah, frustration really starting to mount now for the Dragons.
There's a task for the closed caption people.
You're warming into this tonight.
You know, you got me excited the minute you said golden point. Because I have full faith in your predictions. Full faith. It's Super Saturday. The weather on the East Coast has been spectacular. How can you not get excited? We've got the Battle of Brisbane next week. Every ticket sold. We've got league flying. Here's Flegler. Oh, that's powerful.
Get together. Don't play that inside.
Leaving Sullivan.
Francis, release.
There's Farnworth followed up. Oh, here's Reece. He's away. Got an ankle tap. Gets it on. Oh, Cobbo. It's a brave attempt by Sloan, and it's going up as no try. And there's Zach getting into it with Ricky.
Confirm a knock on over the goal line, and also just check that touch line.
This is a terrific chase. Is it enough?
Watch how sharp Reece Walsh straightens when we see the replay.
Just looking for any potential
I think it's
grounding
that right leg that
from
just
Selwyn
comes
Cobbo.
down.
Looking at his legs.
Oh,
It's closer than we thought.
Close.
You've got to think. You've got to think there's leg
Looking
on
at the
the
knee
line.
of Selwyn Cobbo.
Touching there.
It's on the line at the moment, and the ball is still in the air. We have a decision.
Well, take about Tyrell Sloan. Cobbo looked home.
They're causing this left edge of the Dragons nightmares in the second half. That Reynolds now starting to combine with Reece Walsh.
Yeah,
That
he's in
was
the touch.
beautiful.
You're going to go in the middle by the look of it. Just wait, Ben. Boys, front foot. Front foot here, hold.
Look at that, just cut straight off the right. It was just an ankle tap, wasn't it? That was just enough to halt Walsh's acceleration.
Go, Kurt, no.
Now Sully launching into it.
He looks as fit as I've ever seen him, Moses Sully. He's been awesome to start the year with those power carries. Need to find a way to get him some more ball close to the line at full speed.
His numbers last year were actually very good. He was one of the biggest metre gainers among centres. I think Sifa Talakai was the only one ahead of him. He's Little now, bringing Frank Molo into it. That's his 12th run, Frank Molo. There's Hunt's kick. Hello. Lomax went down. And this could tie us up if they want to go for two.
Be back here where Reece gets the ball, yeah?
Yeah, you could see that clear as day. Just watch back on the inside, the top of your screen there. Here comes Lomax, and Carrigan just changes his line, cleans him up. Blatant penalty that, and here we go.
Taking the two.
To level it up.
Well, he hasn't struck him well, but he should nail this one.
Well, you're not the captain for a start, Pat, so that's fine, mate.
What's he supposed to do there? Because he's diving.
Well,
let's be honest.
Well, mate, I'm just saying the way we've seen it is that he's moved off the line and taken the player out in the kick
His
chase.
hands are up. It's not.
Mate, that's
And
all
he
I can.
runs
Adam, that's all I can explain it to you, mate. That's the way we saw it. And I can only rule on what I'm seeing, mate. Well, yeah, I understand, mate. I understand.
Oh, that's good.
So they've all learned.
I miss those days.
They've all
like talking
Make sure we
to the
got 1 foot
referees.
on the line here, guys.
So they've all learned from the great one, Cameron Smith, just how to
Adam,
sort of the demeanour of. It doesn't work, but the demeanour of how to try and talk to a referee.
He's just planting the seed there that he'll want something in return. That's what he's saying. That's all he's saying. Peter, make sure it goes both ways.
Kick went up. Carrigan was in Caxton Street. It was a clear penalty. That's a good game, this. And the Dragons are just hanging around. Again, he's not striking them crisply, but that will do. 18 points apiece. And he may have just kept them in this, Tyrell Sloan, with this try saver. Although that Ben Hunt ankle tap wasn't bad either.
Yeah, it was great commitment, wasn't it, from Sloan? And then here's the kick back on the inside, and Paddy Carrigan, well, he just puts the blinker on and cuts across 3 lanes. And knocks Zach Lomax over, and now we're back level. 20 minutes. Suncorp on a Saturday night.
This is good. By the way, we've got a lot of Broncos on Saturday nights coming up, and certainly it pays to have Fox League for the next 5 weeks. Exclusive here on Fox League, Brisbane Broncos.
Stay behind.
I think most of it's at Suncorp. They've got a lot of Suncorp games coming up. Sunday ticket doubleheader, 3 p.m. New South Wales time, 2 p.m. Queensland on air. And then it's Canterbury versus West's Tigers from Belmore, sellout. And then the Raiders and the Sharks. That's a fascinating one, that one to finish off the round. Yeah. Every game, every round, of course, live and ad-free during play, only on Fox League.
They've just turned the dial up here, the Dragons. They were completely out enthused and lost the physical battle in the opening couple of minutes of the second half. Brisbane scored 2 tries. Well, now, on the back of the try saver from that man, Sloan, there's a bit of life back in the Dragons.
Lurking around in the middle, just waiting for something of Little. Here's the kick from Sullivan.
Great touch.
And Walsh wants to, he wanted to let it go.
Yep.
He can be thankful it didn't hold up because he was about to be mauled.
Yeah, it was a beautiful kick there from Jaden Sullivan, who's had some really nice moments tonight. He's just riding it, wasn't he? Just watching it roll over the sideline, and chance for Brisbane just to take a breath.
So 19 minutes left. It seems as though the Dragons have steadied. They were just dominated the first 15 minutes of this second half.
Yeah.
And that penalty just settles things down. Quality has certainly gone up. You see there with that stat, just the one error in this second half from either side.
Oh, Farnworth, deadly footwork.
The outside backs of Brisbane in the second half, they were clearly given a rocket at half-time. They've been tremendous to start the second half.
Carrigan powering into Frank Molo. Flegler. Evasion of Kerr. Across halfway as the set comes to an end. Reynolds. Easily caught by Sloan. Well, he is confident. Happy to just get that on. A minute. Ravalawa skittles them and he's away. The flying Fijian up to halfway. What a run, Michaeli Ravalawa.
There's still a bit of roadkill too in the back play. He's run over a number of Brisbane defenders that I'm not sure are back on side just yet. Ravalawa, what a run that was.
And now the early kick. Lomax! Lomax!
Oh, he's done it!
He has scored! Stunning! The early kick. The chase from Lomax on the wing. It's going up as no try.
Confirming touch and goal, please.
Well, the angle we had, it looked like he planted it inside the line. Firstly, did he, and where were the feet?
Dragons kick
He
chases
was
onside.
perfectly. Cobbo caught infield, streaking down the far touchline. Lomax, it bounced up on its point. Perfectly for Lomax. Can he get it down inside?
Zach Lomax takes possession of the ball here. It's a clean contest. His hand is on the touch and goal line at this point with the ball in the air. We have a decision.
That's unfortunate. What a play from Hunt. But missed it by that much.
Yeah, it's been a couple of nice kicks there from the Dragons.
Front foot here, boys. Front foot.
What's the run here from Michaeli Ravalawa? It was a towering bomb again from Reynolds. He did well slow, but he gets rid of it beautifully. The sheer size of this man, look at this, 1, 2, 3, leaves them in his wake, charges downfield.
Was Capel involved in that tackle? That's no defensive slouch. Oh, what a sight.
He's powerful.
Still tied.
Jack up and square.
Billy Walters, yeah, back into the action now for Brisbane.
Superb stint though from Paix.
Yeah.
He was hugely involved in the turnaround. Alasia bumping off Kerr. Looks like the energy's been lifted. Carrigan. Take by Flegler.
He's been a handful tonight, hasn't he, Flegler?
Oh, he's dropped it. He's dropped it cold. He's dropped it cold. No challenges by either side so far tonight. I dare say we won't have one here.
Scrum on. Clock's on. Scrum's here. Let's go, guys. Start the form up on that clock.
In 2022, might have got that one, Tom, but seems as though the onus more heavily placed now on the attacker.
Yeah, agree.
10 seconds, work it out.
Jaden Sullivan, he was extremely happy with that result. And again, St George now invited. They'll be inside Brisbane's half at the back end of this set.
Bird. Delicately poised. Kerr, one of these
he's been a standout
bench
tonight.
players that's been just wonderful. Sullivan to Sewer. Sewer, that delightful pass to set up a try in the first half. Now Molo, oh, he's put it down. Well, we had an almost error-free first 24 minutes of the second half when we get a couple of quick fire ones.
Yeah, he's not happy with that, Frank. He accelerated there towards Capewell, and just some hands there from big Tommy Flegler. Just came over the top of the ball, dislodged it. And that's a let off there for the Brisbane side.
Let's go, 12 seconds. Here comes Jordan. Let's make sure you get your arm over. Same here.
Going right in the balance at the moment.
Heads in. 5 seconds. Stay in, Billy.
16-8 at half-time. St George Illawarra with the lead, tries in the 44th and 48th minute for the Broncos, and they threatened to go on with it, but not the case.
You wonder if you're Brisbane, how long until you put Payne Haas back into this game for Kevin Walters. Obviously, he was 139 metres in his first stint. He's been off the field for the last 15 minutes, and he's warming up on the bike, but you'd imagine they need him to finish this game off.
That's the number, Jake, 15 minutes. It was 65 in round 1, 65 in game 2, so can't be that far away, although he doesn't look like he's ready to come back in the next minute or so.
I'd be holding him for another couple of minutes yet. I wouldn't bring him back till around that 10-minute mark and then just let the big beast off the leash. Just let him go.
Carrigan, good meters in this set from the Broncos. Here's Reynolds. Again, allowed room to Gallivant, then the little grummer for himself. Oh, what a pickup! Fine straight into stride. What a shame he took a slip on the surface. Not the first player to do that tonight. But all in all, that's a big play for the Dragons.
Gee, we've seen a lot of that tonight, haven't we? Slipping over in the surface and plenty of divots and chunks coming out of the ground. You don't often see that at Suncorp.
So now Lomax working it upfield. Closing in on halfway. So much rain, though, over the last week. We saw, well, the KO Stadium was underwater. They had monsoonal conditions up there. There's the high ball put up by Hunt.
Hey, get it.
And it was a good catch in traffic there from Jesse Arthurs. We're getting close, aren't we, Mick, to field goal territory. Still 12 and a half to go, but time ticking away.
Get the feeling you're still with me here, Dan. Golden Point, you're still liking it.
Always, yeah. Mick, always. As soon as you said it, I was onside. Now it's Staggs trying to draw in. Now he's done that well tonight. Not this time though. Didn't get 6 more tackles. The Broncos back over halfway. Here comes the ball. The Dragons taking an awkward tumble. Oh, McKaylee. He didn't look comfortable, but he came up with it.
Looked like Phil Tufnell down on the boundary. Anything could have gone wrong there. He did not look comfortable for one moment there, big Michaeli Ravalawa.
Phil Tufnell. What are the chances he's watching over on Sky Sports in New Zealand? So, Dragons here. I'm guessing that's the first time Michaeli Ravalawa has been compared to the cat. There's Dragons here with Sewer. Now Molo, good meters again. These kickers from both sides really given time to get their kicks right. They're attacking Arthurs, but he is answering all the questions.
He's been faultless, Jesse Arthurs. He looks confident, his eyes just locked on the footy. Reece Walsh now trying to inject himself with a bit of footwork and speed. They've done well to contain him tonight, the Dragons. Hasn't had some of those moments that we saw last week. Look at that from Jesse Arthurs. Great take.
Farnworth. Oh, he's collected by Molo legally, it would seem. Carrigan's got him backpedaling. Oh, it's a strong run. Still no Haas, it seems. There's now Reynolds. A little chip kick. Fiona. Oh, that was lightning fast, those hands. There he is, and no hurry, it seems, to get him back out.
That was a pretty poor kick, I thought, from Adam Reynolds. Really good, indecisive, caught in two minds, didn't know whether to go the high kick, the low kick. Went in between, and it was pretty easily handled from the Dragons.
It's unusual for Reynolds. His kicking has been so
immaculate.
problematic.
Yeah.
So Little weaving. Sewer. Sully dropped it. He never looked comfortable with that. And now the Broncos. This game was waiting for an error, waiting for a moment, and now the Broncos get a chance. Reynolds already has a field goal tonight. Does he pull the trigger early? And Moses Mbai. This should be nice and fresh. There he is, the big buffalo. Speaking of fresh, he should have plenty of miles ready to run as now Walsh back inside. Cobo! He's going to score! And the Broncos take the lead! Walsh to Cobo! The young guns combine! In a decisive moment.
Yeah, brilliant work. And it's Reece Walsh and Adam Reynolds combining again down this right-hand side for Brisbane. They've tortured them in the second half. And it's Zach Lomax that gets caught in tight. Look at this, Reynolds deep into the line. And the acceleration of Walsh, just too much. They couldn't contain him. And then coming back on the inside, changing direction. Selwyn Cobbo, look at this from Walsh, just eyeballs for Nate, drags in both defenders. And it isolates Sloan one-on-one. Cobbo too big, too strong. And Brisbane, well, they break the deadlock. Gee, it's good work from Reynolds. Great tempo with the footy. Just holding it out in front, telling lies like he was going to kick the footy. That made the defensive line just sit, wait and watch. And then he found Reece Walsh flying on his outside. That opened the space for him. Look at him smiling. Yeah, he loves it.
It's a good side, isn't it? Selwyn Cobbo with a big smile on his face.
Yeah.
Reece Walsh with the try assist. Cobbo finally gets on the board. He'd already been denied tonight, but that one, a clear try. And now it's up to the Dragons to claw their way back. Reynolds was there backing up too, wasn't he? He was waiting if Cobbo needed help, but he didn't. So 3 tries in the second half, all Brisbane. 24-18, 7.5 to play.
Yeah, just watch this acceleration. So it's Reynolds that just holds the footy out there, and you can see the movements and what it did to Zach Lomax. He started anticipating the kick, started to turn his body in, looking to get back and recover the grubber. This was the little set to at the end of it all. And it was great work. Selwyn sees himself on the big screen. He's having a good time tonight, Selwyn.
Stay on side, guys.
Yeah, great work from Reynolds and Reece Walsh. All right, the Dragons now, 7.5 minutes to go.
Mathers brings it back. It's not as if they're not short of dynamic talent, like the likes of Sullivan and Sloan.
Well, that's some great moments. 2 of them in the first half, didn't they?
So Flegler with Walters floating. They sit back and wait. And he gets the offload. Carrigan around the corner. Reece Walsh puts the foot down. Oh, Reece Lightning, all right. A couple of moments of brilliance, and it looks like the Broncos have just stormed away. Payne Haas. The rest was worth it. And then Patrick Carrigan, what about the around the corner ball?
Yeah, the combination, you called him the Buffalo. Well, he was just stampeding, wasn't he, through the middle. They held their nerve. The coaching staff at Brisbane held him back for that final 10 minutes. And he's just rampaged straight through the middle of the Dragons defenders. Found Pat Carrigan, who's been tremendous again tonight. And there it is. This is my house. Reece Walsh, the young superstar. And the bench riding him home. They're loving it, Brisbane. It'll be 3 from 3 as they head towards the showdown with the Dolphins.
They've had to work for it. It didn't appear as though Walsh had enough room to just squeeze through, but apparently he worked on his speed in the off-season. It's not as if he wasn't quick, but this was what he wanted to work on.
His acceleration's phenomenal. He just flew around Tyrell Sloan.
And how quickly this has got away. Oh, boy, the goal kicking from both these players has been underwhelming. But 28-18.
It's a couple of weeks now where they've had to come from behind. Look at this from Haas. Great late footwork. Just got in between Musgrove and Molo. And the ball around the corner. Carrigan did well, didn't he? Acceleration from Reece Walsh. What an X factor he is. He has unlocked this Brisbane attack when they've found moments and ways to get him the ball in space. He does the rest. He does the rest. He's a real point of difference for Brisbane this year.
Stay on side here.
A real point of difference.
Everyone knows the short one is coming. It's got a bit of depth on it, but it was Ben Hunt flying through there. Reece Walsh standing his ground. Well, for the Dragons at half-time would have felt really good about where this game had gone. They opened up that 10-point lead. As you said, yet again, the Broncos overcome a 10-point deficit.
Boy, oh boy, look at
Oh, he's done it again. Now Capel in the clear. Mam on the inside. Goodbye. This has been a deadly reminder just how good these Broncos can be. They have scored tries in the 71st, 74th, and now 76th minute.
Yeah, brilliant work from the coaching staff of Brisbane just to hold their nerve. And Payne Haas again, boy, what a statement he's made at the back end of this game. Just charges over the top of Sullivan. Sully gets his arm free. Cakewell did well to anticipate it. Summed it up beautifully. Had Arthurs on his outside, Mam on his inside. Oh yeah, it's party time in Brisbane tonight. Ezra Mam, he's battled through in the second half with that knee injury. And he strides round under the posts. Oh, maybe it's Ezra's house. They're having a good time, the young Bucks. Good to see Benny Hannett here as well.
Well,
yeah, the Brisbane fans, they've come to enjoy this second half, haven't they? They were nervous. It was all the Dragons early, out enthusing them, out competing them, won the physical battle.
what happened to your golden point?
Maybe next week.
It's an honourable defeat. It's an honourable defeat. 18-all with 9 minutes to go. It has been a devastating burst, this. And so many stars have played a role with these 3 quick-fire tries. No more than this man, though.
Yeah.
How do you stop him, especially when he's fresh?
Yeah, he's turned the game on its head in the last 5 or 6 minutes just through sheer force and physicality. He is an absolute weapon. I said it, at times he looks like a machine. He just never looks fatigued. Look at that, 176 metres again. He looks like he can play another full game, doesn't he? What a phenomenal athlete. Phenomenal.
5 unanswered tries in 32 minutes, all in the second half. Tony Staggs. He's had an excellent game as well. 2 tries for him. Tom Flegler.
It's the best I've seen Tony Staggs inject himself, particularly in yardage, to get behind the ball and carry hard for his team. He's so hard to handle. Here we go. Walder's out of dummy half.
They want more. Dragons wilting. Walsh. A bullet. Staggs away. That's okay. Not called forward. Walsh is going to score. 4 tries in 7 minutes. Someone get the young man some pickle juice. Brisbane on fire.
Yeah, it was brilliant work, wasn't it? Adam Reynolds out of dummy half, just moved the markers with his feet. Walsh, he knew he had to get the ball to, just get the ball to Staggs one-on-one. Dynamic and powerful, got on the outside of Lomax, looped the pass back inside, and guess who's there? Reece Walsh. All of a sudden, in the space of 10 minutes, it's gone from a quiet night to a great night for Reece Walsh.
This is unfortunate for the Dragons. This scoreline is getting ugly, and for 72 minutes they are in this game up to their armpits.
Yeah, you wouldn't want it to be a long line at the pub for a schooner, because you could have gone there at 18 all and come back, it's 38-18. That's how quickly it's happened. It's been a spirited performance. Take out this last 10 minutes from the Dragons, but you're right, wilted's the word. They've just fallen in quicksand.
Poor old Buck the Bronco, he didn't finish his, from the last try doing a lap. And first time they've scored 40 against the Dragons in over 20 years, 2001. He's still struggling with cramp. Reece Walsh, well, he's got 2 tries now all of a sudden. Katoni Staggs, unstoppable. Are we okay with that pass, Mick? It's questionable.
Yeah, questionable. Sets up an absolute blockbuster. My gosh, it sets up. Like, going into the season, you went, oh, geez, that's going to be a good game. That's going to be a good game. 3-0, both of them.
Side, guys.
There is no way the NRL thought when they put that game down for round 4, this would be the groundwork laid. Broncos, that away game against the Dolphins is obviously here at Suncorp. Home,
Time on the mark, mate, all night.
Gold Coast, and then that away game is in Darwin. So
Play the ball. Go on.
it's a pretty good draw. It's a pretty good draw for the Broncos.
It's a great month, really. It gets set up this season.
Carrigan, big contributor in these closing moments. Well, for the first half, they appeared listless. Then they stormed back into it, but what we have seen has been devastating. They are 3 wins and no losses. The Dolphins are 3 wins and no losses. The stage has been set for the first battle of Brisbane. The Dolphins might be the darlings, but the Broncos still think they own this city. What a closing. What a closing we have seen here at Suncorp. In the end, it's been a thrashing. The Broncos, 40 points to 18 over the Dragons.